This is Terrance of Terrance Hill TV. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. Yes, WTV, epic, elevate the vision. Let's do it.
Well, I hope you are ready for Epic Elevation, WETV.
Say no more, go get the bag, go get the cake, go get the cheese, and say no more. Say no more, say no more. Say no more. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance. I'm going to welcome you to another edition of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. I'm here to kick off a brand new series where I'm going to go through actors and actresses and talk about their best movies. All right, this is all my opinion, and I got to start it off with the guy that I consider to be the GOAT, and that is Tom Cruise. We're going to rank his top 10 movies of all time. All right, before we get into the reaction and talk about Tom, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well to be notified whenever new content is uploaded. Check out the community section where you all can vote on friendly debates and polls, and also check out the product section where you can order some merch, order some, a t-shirt, a hat or something, and support the channel. I would definitely appreciate it. All right. Right now, it is all about Tom. It was very hard, man, trying to think of, because I love Tom's work so much. He has about 2 movies I really don't care for, but outside of that, like, I love his catalog of films. And the 2 movies that I don't really care for, one would be The Mummy. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into that Mummy film, but I was kind of tired that night. But I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. And then this other film, I wouldn't say I don't like it. I just can't catch the vibe of it, and that would be Vanilla Sky. I just, But outside of those 2 films, I love all of Tom's work. So it was very hard trying to, put this list together, because I love so much of his work. All right, but we're going to kick it off with number 10. All right, number 10, we're going to take it back to 1986. And he worked with a legendary actor on this film. Believe it or not, this film was directed by Martin Scorsese. All right, it's co-starring Paul Newman. It's called The Color of Money. And this movie was amazing. It was come to find out, it was a sequel to a 1961 film called The Hustler, but it talked about this aging pool hustler, which was Paul Newman, who takes on this young protege named Vincent, played by Tom. And it just talks about the cost of winning, and they go through this story of everything of him kind of getting mentored by Paul, and maybe thinking that Paul was kind of shady and all of that. But it's a really, really good movie, and I thought Martin did a great job directing that. And it's kind of different too for Martin, kind of outside of his element from what we're accustomed to seeing him direct and put together with his films. Because, like, man, like, a lot of my favorite films of all time have been directed by Martin Scorsese. Like Casino, I don't know how many times I watched that movie. It doesn't matter how many times it comes on. If I'm doing something, I'm gonna watch it. Like, if it's on television, I'm going to watch the movie. And it's definitely one of Sharon Stone, who I consider to be one of my favorite actresses. Probably her best performance, playing Ginger. De Niro brought it. Pesci brought it. I mean, amazing film, classic. So I love that. I love Goodfellas. I can watch those over and over. And then a lot of the stuff that Scorsese has done with Leo, Leonardo DiCaprio, has been very impressive as well. So salute to Martin Scorsese. All right, number 9. This movie here, man, was directed by Michael Mann, and this goes back to 2004. It's with Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, and Jada Pickett Smith. All right, this one's called Collateral. I like this movie because Tom played, a bad guy in this movie, and he gets Jamie Foxx, who's this cab driver, and he picks up Tom character, and he goes around killing people. He has like this hit list, and it's a really really good movie, man. And Michael Mann, if you know anything about him, a lot of his films are kind of dark, kind of edgy or whatever, and the way he shoots his films are kind of interesting as well. But yeah, I loved it, seeing Tom play this bad guy, this assassin character, and takes this twist and everything with Jamie Foxx. But yeah, it's an amazing film. All right. Number 8. This one is very, very good. I like this movie a lot. This is another one that I can watch it no matter how many times it comes on. It's directed by Brian Singer. All right. And this was called Valkyrie. This came out in 2008. This is a good movie, man. I really enjoyed Valkyrie. He played this Colonel Klaus. He played this Colonel who is like his right arm is kind of amputated, and he has this prosthetic limb, if you will. And but in the movie, they plot to assassinate Adolf Hitler, and happens during World War II, dealing with a lot of things associated with that time. And just to see Tom in that element, you got to see his brilliance. You got to see him with a lot of great co-stars and see him really shine. Yeah, Valkyrie, man. It's a very, very good movie. Has like, this component to it as well, where he has to send his wife and child away. And then there's this lady who played his secretary that she connected with him on a kind of like an emotional level, wanting to help him, but at the same token, knowing that this mission, if it doesn't go right, everybody involved is going to get killed. If it doesn't work out, trying to, take out Adolf Hitler. But yeah, Valkyrie is a great movie. Now, number 7, it's a very, very interesting movie because there may be films of Tom's that I enjoy more than this one, but I think this is by far his best acting performance ever in this next one. And this is number 7. It came out in 1989, called Born on the 4th of July, directed by Oliver Stone. This movie was incredible. Like I say, this one really showed Tom's acting chops. Like hey, like, don't get it twisted. He may do the action stuff, he may do the Mission Impossible stuff, jumping, doing stunts and all that kind of stuff. But this movie shows you, no, Tom, when he wants to, I'm not saying he doesn't act, but I'm saying, but when he wants to take it there and really, really, like, really tap into the essence of like acting, he brought it in this movie, man. He gets, recruited and drafted, goes off to, fight, gets shot, has to come home, and dealing with being paralyzed from the Vietnam War, and people kind of like the stuff that soldiers went through when they came back from Vietnam and all of that. But he brought it, man. He brought it in this movie. And like I said, I think this is probably, in my opinion, his greatest acting performance. All right. Again, directed by Oliver Stone, co-stars, William Dafoe. Great film, man. All right. Number 6. I love this one, man. This is 2002, directed by Steven Spielberg. All right. Minority Report. Yeah, Minority Report is fire, man. This one's kind of like futuristic, kind of, who knows, with the emergence of artificial intelligence now, we may be there. We may be 10 years away from a real Minority Report going on, because it's kind of like they foresaw crime before it happened. And then his job was to kind of prevent these crimes from happening. But they ended up like predicting Tom would, create murder And yeah, it's an amazing movie, co-starring Colin Farrell, Samantha Morton. Great movie, man. Classic. Like I say, I love Minority Report. I thought he really did his thing, and also just to see Spielberg direct that type of film, brilliant. All right, number 5. This one came out just 3 years ago. Sequel, classic movie. The storyline was beautifully done, and this one is Top Gun Maverick. Man, this one grossed over $1.4 billion worldwide. Very emotional too, with this, with this one, being probably I think the last time we saw Val Kilmer on the screen, and seeing the condition that he was in, but definitely, but the way they put it in there in the scene with him and Tom, very very touching, brought this emotional component to the screen. Now my cousin, he was joking that even though in the film he typed on the screen like who's the better pilot between you and I, my cousin kind of thought Val was really saying who's the better actor between us. But yeah, it's very, very touching scene. Great film. Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, a lot of great co-stars in there, and he's older now. All right, so number 4, we have a tie between the two Mission Impossibles. We have Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation, which I love both of those movies. The part 4, Ghost Protocol, directed by Brad Bird, and then Christopher McQuarrie did the 5th one. And is it true that he played in Jerry Maguire with Tom Cruise? That's crazy, man. But those two, they have a great partnership. The chemistry between those two is incredible. And I just think like each Mission Impossible movie got better and better. And I just love seeing those two guys work together. And I know they got like some other projects and stuff in the works. So salute to Tom and Christopher on that. But yeah, I mean, you think about Tom's illustrious career, you definitely have to think about Mission Impossible. I mean, him playing Ethan Hunt, and it's 9 of them, right? 8 of them? 8? I think it's 8, right? Let's see. Is it 8 or 9 of them? Let's see here. I want to be accurate. So that's 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's 8 of them. Yeah, I mean, I hope they keep going, but I definitely enjoyed Dead Reckoning and the Final Reckoning as well. If the Final Reckoning is the closure of it, I thought for over 30 years, what they've done has just been stellar and classic. So again, you have to think about Mission Impossible when you think about Tom's legacy. But in the Ghost Protocol, Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, Paula Patton, Rebecca Ferguson, amazing. In the Syndicate was a great story, and yeah, man, Mission Impossible, I love them. All right, number 3, man. Number 3 is a classic, man. Few Good Men, 1992, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon. Oh man, just like the plot, you got Santiago, this soldier, and he was kind of like mistreated. Um, ends up dying, right? Yeah, he died. It's been a while since I saw it. He, ended up dying, and these 2 soldiers who followed the command of what they were told. Obviously, Jack Nicholson gave the okay, and these guys were put on trial for murder, and then Tom comes in, and he's this kind of inexperienced young lawyer. His father had this amazing resume as an attorney, but to question a high-ranking officer like Jack Nicholson was very kind of like career suicidal if it doesn't work out for you. And just to put him on the stand, to put Kathy on the stand was kind of no, Kathy was Cruz's role, but to put a high-ranking um, Colonel Jessup's. To put Jessup's on the stand was very risky and career suicidal if it didn't work out or whatever. And Demi Moore was really pushing him to put him on the stand. Then later on, she was like, maybe you shouldn't because you could get in trouble. But Tom, man, his acting performance in this movie was amazing. And just the storyline was great. But see him play a attorney, um, fire, man, fire. He did such a good job playing attorney in this movie. It is what propelled him a year later to play another attorney. And this one is number 2. I love this movie. Like, this could very easily be number 1, but I can't put it number 1 because what I have as number 1 is my favorite movie ever done. But yeah, 1993, number 2 is The Firm. Man, directed by Sidney Pollack, featuring co-starring Gene Hackman. Oh my goodness, Jeannie Triplehorn. Now this movie is so good. Okay, so Tom in this one plays an attorney, except he, you know, graduates from law school, gets this opportunity to go to this law firm in, is it Memphis? No, is it Boston, right? Boston, I think it's Boston, right? And gets this opportunity, and this is based off a John Grisham book. Gets this opportunity to go to this law firm, and comes to find out this law firm that he goes to, they're in bed with the mafia, dummy corporations, prostitution, you name it. And then a lot of lawyers who was working at this firm, when they found out what was going on, when they tried to leave, had these like weird deaths going on or whatever. So Tom lied to get the job because it's hard to get a job when you have a brother or a family member that was in prison. His brother was in prison, but he lied and pretty much say he didn't have a brother. And goes and works for this firm. He's mentored by Gene Hackman. Come to find out, he finds out like all these things or whatever. He cheats on his wife, and it's just like this roller coaster ride. Again, he cuts a deal with the FBI, and very just amazing movie, man. I don't want to give the whole plot away, but definitely The Firm. Firm is the bomb, man. There's one other person in this movie too I want to shout out because his acting is so good. Is Ed Harris. Yeah, man, Ed Harris. Ed even had like a little small role in the Top Gun Maverick movie as well. But yeah, Ed Harris is incredible, man. But it's so many good actors in this movie. Like I say, Jeannie Triplehorn, Gene Hackman, William Brimley. I remember him commercials and stuff like that. Gary Busey. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is a classic movie, man. I love The Firm. But it's not number 1 because the number 1 movie is my number 1 movie ever. Like, this is it. Like, this is the creme of the creme. Obviously, for me, favorite films, I start immediately thinking about stuff like Casino. Definitely is my top 5. Scarface. I don't know where I rank Glory, but it's definitely probably in the top 10 for sure. And there's so many, I mean, you can go on and on. I mean, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, as a kid, oh my God, I watched that movie 1,000 times. I know every word in the movie. I love Ferris Bueller's, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's one of my favorite films. But this movie right here, I'm about to name, I love Goodfellas. I love, like I said, I love The Firm. The Firm is amazing as well. But this next one is my favorite movie ever. And this came out in 2003 with Tom Cruise. It's called The Last Samurai. Man, this movie here, it's touching, man. It's very touching. Co-starring Ken Wantebe, Timothy Spall. Just this whole, I mean, one of the scenes I like about it so much, that was the scene when they were talking and they met, and Tom was like kind of confused why they kept having these conversations. He wasn't sure, was he going to be killed? And the captain was like, "Hey, I introduced myself. You introduced yourself. This is a very good conversation." And Tom was upset, trying to see what was going on. But Tom had issues even with his own commanders and people from America because some of the things that they had done. But yeah, this is an amazing movie, man. And it's so crazy too that Ken was nominated for Oscar. What, Paul Newman won an Oscar. Jamie Foxx was nominated. So a lot of times people do. What's his name? Jerry Maguire. Cuba Gooding won a Oscar working with Tom. So a lot of times, people when they work with Tom get a lot of times they get nominated for stuff. I'm sure Jack Nicholson probably got some type of Oscar nomination for A Few Good Men. Oh, You Can't Handle the Truth. That's a great, great, great theme. But yeah, those are my top 10 Tom movies, man. Let's go through them again. All right, number 10, The Color of Money, 1986. Number 9, Collateral, 2004. Number 8, Valkyrie, 2008. Number 7, Born on the 4th of July, 1989. Number 6, Minority Report, 2002. Number 5, Top Gun Maverick, 2022. Number 4 is a tie between Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol 2011 and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation 2015. All right. Number 3 is A Few Good Men from 1992. Number 2 is The Firm 1993. And number 1 is The Last Samurai 2003. But salute to Tom Cruise, man. I mean, first of all, hell of an actor. I think he's very cool. I like his swag. I've always, anytime he does a movie, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I just love watching Tom work. Even a lot of like his older stuff, Legend and Taps, and he has a lot of great films he's done over the years. Thought Rock of Ages was a cool film. He played kind of like this rock star. It's a musical, and he did his thing in there. So, Lion for Lambs, where he played this senator with Meryl Streep and Robert Redford, and I can go on and on about Tom, but obviously, not only do I think he's one of the best actors, but all the stunt work he's done with Mission Impossible is amazing, man. And then I don't care what movie it is and what it's about, you're gonna always get some classic running scene with Tom, the way he runs. It's crazy, man. I think all of them I named has some type of running scene, So he's definitely the man for doing all that over the years, man. But salute to Tom, man. Great, great, great career, and I can't wait to see what you do next, man. Salute. I don't know if you will ever see this, but if you do, salute, man. You've definitely been an inspiration over the years. All right. Before we get out of here, those who want to follow me on other social media sites, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok, all at I'm in the Hills. Those who want to support our efforts, the Cash App and Venmo are both I'm in the Hills. If you're watching on YouTube, you can support also with a super chat. I have 2 websites. The first one is www.doubletv.com. That's with 2 E's. That stands for Epic Elevate Division, which is my production company. And also check out www.terrancehill.com as well. Connect with me on all social media platforms. All right. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another edition of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV, again, over the digital airways of YouTube. And I already got like some other actors and actresses in mind with me starting off doing this first one about Tom Cruise. But salute to Tom, man. That's my top 10 list. And we're definitely going to continue the series and go through other actors and actresses And who knows? Hell, we even do it in music as well, and go through people's career discographies or catalog and talk about their body of work and what they mean to the culture, what they mean to society at large. But yeah, man, I definitely had to start it off with Tom because he is my favorite actor. All right, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in to this edition. Again, presented to you by WTV. If you want to support our efforts, the Cash App and Venmo are both I'm in the Hills. You can also support with a super chat as well. I really appreciate it. Check out the community section where you can vote on other friendly debates and polls. And lastly, look for our product section where you can order some merch and support the channel that way. I really appreciate it. And probably this is a lot of fun. I think maybe later on this weekend, I'll come with part 2 and talk about another actor or actress and go through their catalog and say who's the best as well. All right. Really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Take care. I'm out. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. If you've been enjoying the content that we have been producing, and if the content means anything to you, please consider making a donation today to support this channel and to support this community. You can send that several ways. The first way is via PayPal. The PayPal is ETV 101. That's with 2 E's. Double DOUBLEE TV 101. Those 2 E's stands for Epic Elevate the Vision, which is my production company. You can send that via PayPal. Again, ETV 101. You can send it via Cash App at I'm in the Hills. You can send it Venmo, I'm in the Hills, and also you can send a super chat as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we're going to keep producing that content and keep coming. Thank you so much. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. I'm here today to promote our product section. We do have a product section and merch. So on that particular product and merch section, we have 4 brands that we are promoting. The first one is WTV, which is my production company. The second is I'm in the Hills. And the third is Terrance Hill Music, because I do music. I am an artist, and I do have a new project that's coming real soon. So be on the lookout for that. And fourthly, Purple Nation. Purple Nation was a page started by my late father. He started it many years ago. And I think when my dad passed, the page had somewhere like around 2,000 followers. And since he passed, I took over it. We're up to like 13,000 people. So this page is very near and dear to my heart because it's something that my dad was very passionate about. And we both love Prince. And you see Prince right here over my shoulder. So we both love Prince. And this page, we promote and we talk about Prince's legacy, his life, his music, his genius. So if you didn't know anything about that particular page, go to Facebook, go to your search bar and type in Purple Nation, hit that like button, join the community over there, and also purchase some Purple Nation merch. I want to thank you guys so much again for connecting with this page, channel, and community, and support us by getting some merch today. All right, I really appreciate it.
I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I got a baby face, call it